In the Bible, there's a story about a young man named David. David was the youngest of 8 brothers. He was a shepherd boy. If you've got any older brothers, you may know the feeling of being kind of the underdog or the low man on the totem pole. That was him. He was just a typical guy, but he took care of his sheep, and at the age of 14, in protecting those sheep, he was able to kill a bear and a lion. So the kid could hold his own weight. One day, the Philistines decided they wanted to pick on Israel and have a war. So they negotiated. 1-on-1, man on man. Whoever won one fight would win the war. The Philistines sent out a guy named Goliath. Goliath was a giant. He stood 9 foot 6 inches tall. Now I'm about 6'3", 6'3 and a half. This camera is set at 9 foot 6. So you can get an idea of just how big this guy was. Now keep in mind, at this time, David is about 16 years old, probably just around 5 foot tall. So there's a big difference. Anyway, Goliath was screaming out blasphemous things about God and the whole army of Israel. All David's brothers, even the king Saul, were too scared to do anything about it. David comes up trying to bring food for his brothers and says, "Who is this guy? Why is he blaspheming God, and why are you letting it happen?" He said, "By the power of God, I'll go take this guy on." So David walked on the battlefield with nothing more than a slingshot. Goliath, full of armor, had a spear that weighed 15 pounds, came out and said, "Boy, I'm going to eat you for lunch." Well, David took that sling and with one stone, bang, hit the giant in the head, knocked him down, then took his own sword and cut his head off. Battle over. Gentlemen, every one of you in life are going to face giants. How do you deal with those giants? Do you run? Do you stand up in fear? Or do you face them? Do you seek God's help even though the giant is way bigger than you are? Or do you cower? Or do you try to take it on your own strength? Guys, let me tell you, God can help you face any giant in the world that you face. If you seek Him out and let Him take care of you, that stone will hit the mark every time. So gentlemen, I just encourage you, as giants come around, face them with God's help and His strength, and be prepared. You see, David had 5 stones that day. 4 of them were for Goliath's brothers. And he later on in life would face those giants. So after this war, he faced his giants throughout his life. So man, I just encourage you, face your giants with the strength of God and let Him help you fight that fight, and you will be victorious. Iron to iron.